Yeah, what the fuck? It's like the normal episode.
Yeah.
Cinema experience. Get the fucking popcorn. Yeah, this is wild. Thumbnail face?
Yeah. Right, Charlie. Is it too messed up to do the Charlie episode? You're allowed to... Charlie... It's like a tumor that won't leave me alone.
Have you developed Tourette's?
I'm like losing my mind. I'm losing my mind, Charlie.
This is like The Shining. Is Charlie your bartender? Charlie.
Here's Charlie.
Yeah. Yeah, this one has stuck around for a peculiar...
It's really stuck for some reason, and
Yeah.
now I'm like, do you remember that weird Jim Carrey movie, The Number 23? Remember?
He's like a writer.
He gets obsessed with like conspiracy theories, and it all links to this number.
Yeah.
I'm thinking like, yeah,
Everything links to Charlie.
everything links to Charlie. Charlie bit my finger. Charlie XCX. You know, all the biggest things ever. Charlie.
What other big Charlie? I guess King.
Charlie King.
King Charlie.
King Charlie. Charlie Foof.
Charlie Foof, yeah. The famous vehicle, Charlie Foof.
You know, in the army they go, Charlie, Charlie.
Yep.
Charlie Fox Trot.
Yeah. Charlie don't surf.
Charlie So Cool Like.
What's that?
Is that what it was called? I feel like that's a YouTube channel.
Charlie So Cool Like.
There's something like that. I feel like that's a person.
I think you just made
The point
that
is,
shit up.
there are Charlies abound. And
Well, yeah, it's a name.
if you're a Charlie, let it be known to the world. In fact, you have the best name. Put it on a shirt, I would say.
Really?
Just your own name. Like
Charlie.
normally, that would be like kind of weird to do. You know, put your own name on a shirt, type thing.
Do you really think Charlie is the best name?
Why would it linger otherwise?
I guess.
Why would it do this
I
to
mean-
me? It's like ruining my life. It's actually ruining my life. Ever since that episode called Charlie Foof, that's like evidence.
There was an episode called Charlie Foof?
Yeah, months ago.
Is that where it all began? Really?
It's not. It's
Man,
it's not.
Charlie's been going for a long time.
It's not.
Charlie Foof.
It's not been confirmed that is the start date, but that's at least confirmation that that's how long it's been going.
I
Just
feel
saying
like
the word Charlie.
Foof came first.
No, it didn't. How did it?
Foof came before Charlie.
What?
Charlie Foof.
Do you think it was the combo that kind of like
Yeah.
got the ball
But
rolling?
yeah, because like there wasn't an association. I don't know. Charlie Foof just rocked. Charlie Foof changed the game.
So, yeah, there was like a thread going around of like cool names that like just like Johnny Knoxville. Just
Yeah.
cool name.
Yeah, fine.
Charlie Foof, like it's up there.
Vincent Diesel. Charlie Foof. Yeah.
I feel like Vin Diesel was actually like the opposite of that. It's like it's trying to be that, but it's not doing
It's
it.
trying to be Charlie Foof, but
It's
just
trying to
not
be
can.
Charlie, but it just nothing can even
Yeah.
touch it, you know.
Yeah.
And now you're gonna start noticing it, you know,
What?
everywhere.
Charlie.
You're gonna start noticing that. Hold up,
There's a lot of Charlies.
there's more Charlies than you once thought. Interesting.
Okay.
But good afternoon, Charlie. Good morning, Charlie. Good evening, Charlie. Or night, Charlie. I want you to be angrier about this, because I need someone to give me pushback so I have a reason to stop.
I think you're not gonna get it. You know, people.
Why, you like it, don't
People
you?
are fine with Charlie.
They actually love it.
Yeah, there's like it's not like abrasive. It's not, you know, like the argy voice. That shit pissed me off.
Charlie?
Yeah. Like if it was that the whole time, it would be like shut the fuck up type business.
And once I've done the housekeeping, we need to come back to Augie because I gotta ask you something about him. Okay. So don't let me forget that.
You know how I feel about him though. So
I know how you feel about him.
It would just be like unnecessarily.
No, but I need you
vitriolic.
to explain something for me. But we'll get to that shortly. I said good afternoon, morning, evening, or night, but
Charlie.
I didn't say. I didn't specify to the people who aren't Charlie that first they're welcome, I guess. Don't really, if I'm being like fully honest, don't really put them at the same level as people who aren't called Charlie is fine. I'm just being honest.
Do you think it's possible that you see as our king is in the position he is through divine right? He's Charlie. So maybe you're associating divinity with Charlie-isms.
Are you saying this as a reason as to why I should not be doing it?
No, I'm just saying maybe this is why you view Charlies as
So important.
superior.
So bloody
superior.
And superior.
You're like a Charlie eugenics believer.
Would you be concerned
Charlie Jean.
if I genuinely got my name changed to Charlie and was like,
That would piss me off.
I'm Charlie Beltman now. Like, I'm just straight up.
No, that would fucking anger me.
Like, I just got it done.
I would never call you Charlie.
So that's how far I've got to push it to actually piss you off with this.
Yeah, that would really fucking annoy me. I don't even know why. I've just had like a visceral reaction to that, but it would really piss me off.
It.
Yeah.
And do you know how much
the line.
Do you know how much of a nuisance that would be? Like, for a joke to like change your name.
Yeah, you'd have to change like every document.
Passport, your
Passport, driving license, bank,
yeah.
everything. Like,
is it worth it? How far am I willing to go?
that shit's getting creepy now.
This guy?
Like
Timothy? I mean Charlie.
He's Charlie now.
Everyone's Charlie now. Because I think that's what stemmed it, actually. Because I was like, I'm so bad with names. Wait a minute.
Call everyone
Let's
Charlie.
just level the playing field. If everyone is Charlie, then it's easy. You know?
Yeah.
Hi there, Charlie. But of course I've gotten into trouble because I forgot my immediate neighbour is called Charlie. And I often have like the windows open and I'm just walking around, just vocal stimming, just screaming. And often it will be something like, I'll see Billy and be like, hello there, Charlie. So he must hear this cringy, like just the weirdest shit coming from my house. I love picturing like, what's going on in there? Like, It was this room that I recorded like the Hunt Down the Freeman like audio stuff. I like picture sometimes like, what if I had the window open and you just like could hear? Get down! Oh, bloody hell. But before we get too deep into the show, let me shout out those Jar Media patrons over at
Charlie.com.
Yeah, and I apologize. They don't like being called patrons. They like being called Patreons. I forget. The Patreons over at Patreon. They not only make the audio version of the show possible, but they do get their names read out in the first or second week of each month if they're a Dibby tier or above, like this very episode.
There is a rule for the coming month, though. Any name that isn't Charlie or has Charlie within the name won't get read.
No, will get read. If it has Charlie in the name, is the only way it's going to get
Yeah, that's what I just said.
Oh, sorry, yeah. No, I'm in my own Charlie-ish kind of world right now.
Yeah, well.
I don't know. Is this like a kind of psychosis? Charliosis? That's not all though, bro. There's more on the Patreon like this. You get the raw MP3 ad-free.
Shit!
But that's not all. There's the Jar Media Patreon group chat. Suggestions.
Shit!
Talkings. Images. Need I say more?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
That's some good advertisement.
Mm-hmm.
Is it advertisement or advertisement?
I'd say it's bloody madmen. Let's do some housekeeping now, where we clean up some of the mess from that previous week. Some of those nasties.
The nasty Charlies.
The what's like the inverse of a Charlie?
The chump.
Yeah.
Charlie
You're either
chump.
Charlie or you're chump.
You're either with me and a Charlie, or you're with the rest and a chump.
Well, Nat, QJ, and then a bunch of symbols can get us going here. Hello, Mingers. In reference to not the last episode, but the one before, a lot of celebrities claim to have Lyme's disease as an easy PR trick. The symptoms are similar to drug addiction, and it's hard to prove someone has it. It's quite strange how common it is amongst celebrities, no? I had never considered that, but now I'm thinking about it, and some of the people that are on that list. So, maybe.
Yeah. That-
Interesting.
Could make some sense.
Oh, you can't be in the sun? You gotta be wearing sunglasses?
And surely, like, celebrities are the least likely people to be bitten by
That's
ticks.
what I was always wondering about. Like, what are they doing, like, in a field? Are they
Yeah.
not, like, in a private jet, like, watching videos of fields?
I mean, lots of people like going on hikes and stuff, but I just feel like celebrities...
But, like, Justin Bieber?
yeah. He doesn't strike me as a hiker.
No. Maybe he is. Maybe we're just misjudging him.
Yeah, he totally
Maybe him
could
and
be.
Usher go on long hikes together. I don't know.
Yeah, to get over that whole Diddy stuff.
Noah L. Orson.
Noel.
8256 says, what on earth is that Big Mike voice from? It's something you do, and I don't know the answer.
Big
to this.
Mike.
Yeah, that.
It's a sick animation video.
Oh, really? Which one?
I can't remember.
He's got
But
some
it
good
just,
ones.
it always, yeah, I love his stuff. It's always stuck with me though. Big Mike. Big Mike.
Okay, well that answers that one then. Isaac Collins had a little one just saying that poncho looks kind of itchy. I was wearing a new poncho I got at Womad.
Mm-hmm.
How did they know that though? Because it is kind of itchy. How could they
I
tell?
guess it looked itchy.
I guess it, yeah.
Should we do an itchiness tier list for ponchos?
I mean, I've got one itchy one, and then the other ones don't really have itch, but they're too warm, one might say.
What about the coat?
What?
Poncho coat.
I wish I had one, but
You did?
Huh?
What do you mean? The waterproof poncho.
oh, that
You fool.
that is good actually. That is good in a downpour.
Does it ever tickle?
Never. It's the opposite.
Okay.
Smooth as a seal.
Are seals smooth?
They're aerodynamic, you know?
They're water dynamic.
They're
don't
water
you think?
dynamic. Same shit.
Not same.
Jim's
Different.
right about orange soda. Old Mania Beta says. I don't know why, but Shasta orange and grape always hit hard. What's that?
I don't have a clue.
Also, cream soda sucks.
Yeah. I'm with this guy. I love orange.
Orange.
I used to hate soda, and then I liked orange soda, and then I hated orange soda and would like only drink Coke and Pepsi.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just one day, because I'd only have Fruit Twist, the red one. And then one day I was just like,
No more.
I think it was Five Guys that brought me back. Because you can like,
The options.
you can make
the
like a
combos.
cocktail. You can do like half Dr. Pepper acid flavor, and then Fanta like
Yeah.
socks flavor.
Mm-hmm.
Half and half it, and chug that shit, and it's wild.
Well, you're pissing off Rony Bones with that. Hi, Alex, mate. It's fizzy drink, not soda. You're from Swindon. Fuck off. Want to cool it?
That was a nice whistle.
Thanks. I've been practicing that in the mirror like all day.
Did you read this comment when preparing the doc? And you
Yeah, it
were
made me so
Hey,
mad. I've been in the mirror like, yeah, this is what I'm going to say. Rony Bones.
yeah.
Yeah. No, fizzy drink is too far. And we have the out of being born in New Zealand. They have loads of Americanisms. They say pants for God's sake.
And dollars. They have
And
dollars.
They have bloody dollars.
They have dollar.
I say we can pick and
bills.
choose. Oh! That was scary, man. The wind flow up here I'm not used to. Close the door like a goddamn jar ghost. Also, I can't believe I hadn't thought of Jarnormous before. Nice one, large Ranny.
What about Gigantic?
Gigantic. They might have actually said that. Actually, they said something large with jar in it. I can't remember. Now.
Well, one of them
Patron
isn't
segment.
a real word, right?
Ginormous. Ginormous.
Ginormous.
Yeah.
It's a combination of gigantic and enormous.
Yeah. Enormous, a word I've been too obsessed with as of late. Because I'd forgotten about it, and then I was trying to get it back in my vocabulary, but then I was noticing I was doing it too much. Too much. But it is soda. I don't care.
Also, it's a matter of time until the vernacular between England and America have no difference.
Yeah.
It could be hundreds of years, but it's going to happen.
Yeah.
And then that will just sweep east, and everything will be consumed.
Let's end this segment then with this one from Effie Loves Autumn from the Jar Media Patron chat. Talk about roller coasters, please. I love roller coasters. I'd be happy stimming. Can't really.
I'd be happy stimming.
I guess they love roller coasters, and hearing about it just makes them over the moon or something.
Okay. I haven't been on a roller coaster in like 40 years.
Yeah, same. But the reason I chose that was because we did go on like a ride.
Yeah.
What's it called?
A chair spin round.
Chair spin rounder, yeah.
Where
Yeah, it
you're
was a
on
chair
like
spin
floating chairs and just fucking launch.
Yeah. We put a picture of it on the Jar Twitter, whatever.
It was too scary for me.
Did you actually get a bit scared? But you were saying you went on it the day after.
Yeah, I went on it twice.
And it was nowhere near as intense as the time we went on it.
Well, I think the first time I went on it was a bit crazier for me because I'd had 6 beers.
Right.
So I was kind of heavier.
I'm glad I hadn't. I don't think I'd even had any alcohol
I don't think
by
you
that
had.
point.
Yeah.
And even then, I was like on the edge of like, why is he turning the knob that far? Like,
Yeah.
you not just pull it back like 5%? Like,
Yeah. He went crazy with it. Because not only does it spin round, but then the whole machine tilts, so you're being flung into the air, and then as you're going down back towards the ground, you feel the G's, man.
Well,
I felt like a pilot.
yeah. Well, I hadn't been on anything like that since maybe being like 14.
Yeah.
So obviously you're way lighter.
Yeah.
And we'd sat in one like where the swings are combined on the outside. So that's obviously going to go the furthest, and our weight combined on the swing really like exaggerated like how far we were going compared to other people on it.
Yeah, because like it would rock on
Yeah, we're nearly bashing into the other face.
Yeah.
And, well, there's like a 5-year-old like in front of us. Like,
Yeah.
like,
Well, I was kind of
anything.
worried about that kid in front of us, because
just go fly into us, like crashing into
at like the start they couldn't lift their head.
Oh really?
They were stuck.
because
like,
they're so small, I guess. and,
yeah,
weak.
like I mean, although they're obviously they're way lighter, so the G's wouldn't be quite as crazy. But also being smaller, you're less strong. So this kid couldn't lift their head.
Like it was back like that. Or
No, it was forward. Like
oh wow.
And I was wondering if the kid had fainted because
It was gonna be sick or something. Same way you get it.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I was a little bit stressed about that, but then as it went on, they managed to get their head up and like enjoy themselves.
Dude.
But it was a little bit scary. It hurt my back.
Really, yeah.
Yeah. So
It does throw you around.
it does, but I don't think a roller coaster would.
Not in the same way, unless you want some nuts one.
Yeah.
And they often have like the ones with the full thing. You like strapped in. And
I love the ones that go up and then just drop.
yeah, those are
Go
cool.
up and
I also like the roller coasters where your legs are dangling.
I've never been on one.
They're cool. It's fun.
Like you're flying.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Okay.
We'll have to do it at some point. Go to like Thorpe Park or whatever.
Yeah.
Just never get round.
I'm just getting old, man.
Getting old, getting
Fat and old.
scared.
I'm getting fat and old. And ugly. I'm getting fat, old, and ugly.
And no one wants to hug me.
Fat, old, and ugly. Ain't nobody want to hug me. You need to learn the guitar so we can just start fucking ripping out country songs.
I got much better than guitar available around here, bro.
Jaw harp would work with that song, actually.
Yeah. Extremely well. Did you want to mention anything about Womad? Do people know what Womad is? Probably not.
It was fire.
Was it stand for World and...
World of Music, Arts and Dance.
Yeah. Started by Peter Gabriel.
Yeah.
It's
Of Sledgehammer fame.
It's like a weekend festival.
Yeah, full of music from most everywhere.
The world.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did one day. You did the full thing, right? Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah, I think it starts on Thursday, so we missed one day.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was
real good.
Yeah, it was wonderful. I camped for the first time in a long time.
How did you find it?
I love it. I really like being... I don't know, it's just...
You're like grounding, like a hippie.
Kind of.
Uh-huh.
But also, you kind of feel... you're not, like, surviving. You're not a survivalist whatsoever. But there's that kind of... It makes you feel...
It felt like a commune. The vibe of Womad is like an enormous commune.
Yeah. But it just... I'm trying to think of the words to use.
It's like hippie-ish, it's chill.
But also, like, it's just a confidence boost. Not so much in yourself, but just that, like, the wild isn't quite so scary. You know?
Right.
Like,
yeah.
I don't need a house. You know? You can survive.
I see.
In the woods.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a tent. And a bed.
And how did you shower?
Didn't.
Even better.
Yeah. No, just on the last day, we saw a sign directing to the showers, because the only showers that we saw were in the spa bit.
And you had to like pay loads for.
You'd pay £80 for a spa.
For one shower?
Well, you'd get like the jacuzzis and stuff,
right.
like a massage or something. Like there was a whole, it was a spa treatment thing.
Yeah.
But I didn't know where else you could shower, and there were showers that I assume are just free, or maybe you had to put like £1 in or something. I don't know, but yeah, they didn't get that stinky, really.
It's supposed to be stinky for a couple of days.
Yeah,
Why not?
There's something nice about letting yourself get crispy and like ferment a bit and then go for a shower.
Yeah,
it feels ultra cleansing, like you're taking a layer of grime.
Well, presumably I've told you about No Week before.
No Week?
Yeah, I call it No Week. Randomly I just decide, right, I'm doing No Week. No washing for a whole week. No week. And you're like, by the end of that week, you can like, you're like,
yeah,
you know?
You're like petrified.
There's so much, petrified wood.
Mm-hmm.
Like those statues and
everything. Does that include like?
Oh, all of it.
No moisturizing.
No moisturizing. That's essential. Really? You need to be like crispy.
Yeah.
You know.
And then you have like a big bath at the end.
In moisturizer, yeah. Just dunk straight.
I've genuinely always wanted to like get into a swimming pool of moisturizer.
With E45.
E45, yeah. You'd come out like 8 years old.
Just fully nourishes you and heals you.
Yeah. That's the dream, man. That's the goddamn dream.
But I don't know if I'm confident enough to go camping quite yet. Maybe I need to.
You should. It's
revisit.
Fun.
Yeah,
it's fun. And
You were blessed with like good weather though too. Like I'm just picturing.
Yeah.
I know I'll do it, and then it will.
Yeah, that wouldn't be fun.
Mm-hmm.
If it was like chucking it down, even if it's raining a little bit, I think that would just poo all over.
As far as the world music was concerned, which country won your heart? You were quite impressed with the fire violin, right?
Yeah, the Norwegian band was cool. But to be honest, my favourite act was, I think, a band from New Orleans, so America. They were really cool. I might have their name.
What was the genre again?
It was like...
I remember you telling me, but I can't remember.
Rap, soul, R&B type stuff. Tank and the Bangers.
Tank and the Bangers. It's a funny name.
Was I think... And their stuff definitely doesn't sound as good on Spotify. Like,
yeah,
they obviously don't
a lot
have
of it.
the resources to...
Yeah, it's a very
record and
expensive
produce.
process to get like a well-produced album put together.
Exactly. But live, like, she
Yeah.
was amazing. She, like, so much charisma.
There was some great African music that I heard.
Yep.
That was awesome.
Really good.
Awesome, like, rhythms.
The first night as well, there was an orchestra, which I wish I'd stayed and listened to longer. Cause
Do you remember where they're from?
They were British. It was
Oh, cool.
the guy who wrote it is British, and he worked with Peter Gabriel, like producing a bunch of his music back in the day. But he went to New Zealand, I think, and was inspired by this tree that he was shown. That's like a
mega tree.
Replanting trees and stuff, and they're protecting these trees, and so he wrote this orchestra. Orchestration, and it's just like so ridiculously beautiful. You know, where like just from a few tones of strings specifically, I just find like my eyes well up.
Yeah. No, orchestras they're just nuts.
Yeah,
I think we joked them off before on the cast, but
yeah,
nothing can capture what it's actually like to be in the room with one. So hearing it on Spotify is one thing, but like, yeah, it's different. The whole energy of Womad was really cool.
Yeah, and all the people were awesome. One, I think it was the Saturday night when we were walking back to the tent. There was this dude on like on a bike with like dreadlocks and stuff, and he looked proper hippie, and he cycled up next to us, and he was like, "You guys okay for drugs?" And we're like, "Yeah, we're all good, thank you." And he was like, "Have a good night." And just went off.
That's a fun way of doing it.
Yeah, and
it's very relaxed though. Even though you say that, like, it's quite a like family atmosphere. There's kids everywhere.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, this
ages.
was at like 1 a.m. or something.
Yeah.
12 at night.
Yeah.
I didn't know of any, because obviously people were drinking and stuff, and definitely doing drugs. It's a festival, but I didn't know of any like fights or throwing piss at each other, as is the
ODing.
No, like nothing nasty.
Do they have like
whatsoever.
tents?
Yeah, they have. Every festival has to have like.
It's like a legal thing, right? Like
EMT or whatever.
Somewhere you can go and relax if you're getting a bit scared.
But yeah, I'd highly recommend Womad to everyone.
It's a unique festival out of the handful I've been to.
Yeah,
It's
definitely my vibe.
Yeah, world music's a cool idea. Like,
Yeah,
just stuff.
well, 'cause it's stuff you just can't like.
You're not
hear.
gonna organically just like stumble into these things, like not
No.
unless
No,
you're
that's
traveling
it.
abroad. Like,
Yeah.
You
But
might,
even then, I feel like.
you'll probably still hear Ed Sheeran like on the radio.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, bro, come back after these messages with some damn questions from the community. I mean, from Charlie's.
The Charlies.
Life can be a dick sometimes, so get your dick from out your hand. And don't be a dick, wear a dick. Dick the Head t-shirts available now. Check the description below.
Can you do a trailer boom?
You know?
Or the more ethereal, like...
Or like right at the end.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah. Well, I guess welcome to the second half of the show. Just playing around, seeing how cool I can become.
I'm glad you didn't do the, like...
No, but don't you think that's scary?
No.
Now picture this, like me. Already kind of scary. House in Texas, somewhere real backwater. Also kind of scary. Shotgun, kind of scary.
Very scary.
Extremely capable. Then you're gonna get off my lawn?
I would get off the lawn.
Exactly, yeah. What do you like? You do the then you speak. Gonna get off my lawn? Which is scarier. Or doing it with the one hand.
See, that's cool.
No, I do it. Get
off my...
Yes. Well, I suppose this is the part of the show we head over to the question thread over on the subreddit.
Charlie!
Where every and any Charlie can head and leave any question, and we'll only answer it as long as it somehow relates to the name or person or entity of Charlie. So there were no questions this week, so
Thanks for watching this episode of the Charlie.
Sindoki238 can get us going here. What's up, everybody? It's me, the #1 Free Guy fan. Now that Deadpool and Wolverine has been such a huge hit, when do you think we'll get Deadpool and Korg? Or Deadpool, Wolverine and Korg? I saw on Twitter there's a bit of this like Free Guy revisionism, where it's like, you know what, this film was overly hated, I'm gonna say it. That scene at the end is actually amazing. And it's got like tens of thousands of likes.
What, the like Captain America scene?
Yeah.
Well, I don't think the film was hated enough. People were going crazy.
Way too successful for how bad it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've got a tendency, and I know this, to be like, that's the worst thing ever, or that's the
like
best
exaggerate
thing ever.
Yeah.
But it's more like a feeling. But like, it is one of the worst films ever made.
Yeah,
I hate it.
Yeah. We have made that video. With the like title, like the worst film of the year or something. And honestly,
yeah,
I think there's actually an argument for it, to be real.
Yeah,
How artless, how like soulless.
I hate it.
It's like opening a bag of crisps and it's not even a nice flavour.
It's a bad flavour and there's one crisp in the bag.
And it like when you bite it, it cuts your gum.
Yeah, you get that bit of
it gets
Doritos stuck up your gum.
That is Free Guy as an experience. Yeah.
Well, I'd say that Dorito experience is better. Getting stabbed in the gum is better.
Yeah, I'd take that over. I would rather do that than watch Free Guy in full again.
Yeah.
Like, genuinely.
Yeah.
I'd rather take that pain than the pain of sitting through Taika Waititi doing whatever he was doing again.
Oh, my God, yeah. Yeah, how the mighty have fallen. Unbelievable.
Oh, man. But I do have a little bit of a fear that because of how well this film has done, that is going to be like, the multiverse jumping capabilities of Deadpool under Disney.
Oh my God, yeah.
Deadpool visits the Lion King.
Oh,
Deadpool, like there's...
Yeah. He's going to be everywhere.
Deadpool and Baby Yoda.
I feel like Ryan Reynolds is enough of a hack as well, where he'd just happily be like, yeah, AI me. Like, I want to be in the future forever.
I want to be digitized. Like, the process, I'd like it more if the process removes the humanity from me. Like, that's what I'm trying to do with all this.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could see that. In fact, that makes perfect sense. And is likely. Forget about Bezos, forget about Elon. It's Ryan we need to be worrying about. And his gin.
Yeah.
His creepy gin.
His
It's not
frightening
creepy, I'm
gin.
just being mean. It's not actually creepy gin. It's perfectly normal gin. I've never tried it. I'm being mean there.
I won't try it because of him.
Because his face is on it, yeah.
His face isn't even on it.
But what if you sipped it and were like, God damn it, Ryan. This is some really good gin. It might be.
Yeah, it very well could be, but
Everyone has a gin nowadays. James May's got a gin, I think.
he's kind of cool though. He lived in
I
a
like
Lego
James May.
house.
Anyone who lives in a Lego house is chill with me.
Yeah.
Unless, didn't Mr. Beast do that? We in the last J After Hours, which was only on Patreon, we did mention the Mr. Beast stuff a little bit.
Yeah.
Stuff has changed. Another video has come out from, it's called like Dog Pack or something weird like that. It's this random channel that just appeared and now has 2 videos exposing Mr. Beast with another one promised.
Millions of views immediately.
They're wild, yeah. The videos are pretty nuts.
Yeah.
People like are arguing over them, trying to debunk certain facts here and there. But like,
I
cease
think
and desists have been sent.
Stuff in that first video seems pretty undeniable.
As far as like using gambling psychology on children.
Yeah. And it like with the stuff because I hadn't watched the video yet when we did it.
When I was talking about it, yeah.
When we did the last episode.
Now you have the context.
And I was saying like I've seen clips of Mr. Beast in interviews talking about how he wants to be the best content creator, like the most successful. So how do you do that?
By being a ruthless businessman.
Yeah.
Just utterly
ruthless.
ruthless.
Exactly. And like I said in the last episode, I was like, it's not about making the best stuff. It's about having the biggest numbers.
It was gonna happen at some point that someone who like is more about like the numbers and just maximizing the numbers, and like that's all it is to them. That was gonna happen at some point, and it just happened to be Mr. Beast, I guess, where came from the right environment with this brain for it.
I always find with stuff like this, you can't so much criticize the people who they're more of a result of a system than like evil incarnate, you know? If you're motivated to be bad, like it's why so many businesses are evil.
Yeah,
they are motivated to be that way.
He's been rewarded and encouraged through this system that has been rewarding him for this behavior, and it's gotten somehow to this point where he has this value of like $500 million when that kind of money is on the line. I'm sure any company that is bringing in that kind of flow is going to have demons in the fucking closet. It's too much money. Like it's so big and messy, and
I
especially
watched
with what the content is too, of course.
I watched a video as well a little while ago about like eco-capitalism, and they talk about Mr. Beast in it. And
didn't that video get a lot of hate or something?
I'm not sure.
Because optics-wise, like Mr. Beast has never really had anything negative because of this reason.
Well, yeah, it's a tactic of big businesses to look good, so that you can't criticize them. Because it's like, oh, Bill Gates did this, that, and this, but he gives so much money to charity, so he's a good guy. Yeah. When it's like
it's the Randian argument, funnily enough. That it's ultimately self-serving. Well, you can't remove the self-serving nature of doing charity and putting a video element to it and documenting it and recording it, you know?
Yeah. It is totally self-serving. It's become a meme. There's like a funny like skit channel that does this stuff where it's like, take $100 or double it and pass it on. That's like a common thing, or like a homeless person being given a sandwich. But this skit guy takes like all of them, puts them together, and like just makes it so ridiculous. But the idea that you see a homeless person in the street, so you whip out your phone and film them.
There's a content opportunity, and you're going to be making more from
than giving them the sandwich.
Yeah. And there have even been cases of people saying they're going to give money and then they give a lot less than what they say recorded on the video. This stuff used to be considered like tasteless and tacky when people like prank channels and the social experiments and all this kind of stuff, and like using giveaways to drive engagement. Like that's always been kind of a no-no and been like, that's lame and pathetic.
Yeah.
And I just had no idea this was going on because I can't stand the content. Like it's not.
Well, I've never watched it.
It's unwatchable for me, and I am brain rotted. So like I don't even know.
Yeah, he's obviously aiming for an extremely young audience.
Which kind of is the problem, right?
It's part of the problem. I think gambling in general is evil. It needs to be enforced way harder than it is. The amount of gambling adverts and stuff,
so weird.
Makes me feel kind of sick.
It's definitely like a weird double standard in society where like so many things we're not okay with, but just this life ruining, like if you actually know anything about statistics and like mental manipulation, it's like so wrong. I went just in Vegas like earlier this year talking about this.
But just this weekend, or last weekend, I went down to the beach, and you know they've got like tacky arcades there.
Yeah.
I was like, I've never been in an arcade. Like I'll do some of those dumb games. And I went in, and I was like, this is Vegas. Yeah. This is the Vegas environment. The sounds, the colours, the dinginess. And it's like, so arcades like build that relationship with reward and stuff in kids.
And now you don't even need to go anywhere for that to be enforced, because video games do it.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's really much, I could be wrong, but I don't think there's like any regulation as far as gambling psychology built into games, and how I think it actually Europe has some issues with that. There is some law about that.
I think you're right.
But it's pretty sneaky though. Like, and it's like where do you draw the line? Because like you get a dopamine release when you get a little bit of XP, you know, in a game. It's like, at what point is it manipulation, and what point is it just like a rewarding fun loot? It's weird that. But I think the going back to what we're talking about though, it's like the problem with that is the children, you know.
And it's exactly the same with scrolling on TikTok. Like it is a gamble.
Yeah, so I guess that's kind of what I'm trying to say, is that like there might be things in laws within video games to try and regulate broadly, but we have just accepted like TikTok and Reels, and it's the same kind of gambling psychology being built in, and we're just chill with it. Like every business uses TikTok, every celebrity uses it. Like we just hate it. Yeah. And now this is what we got to deal with.
Yeah, it's a real dark side of the system that we live
I think
in.
that it's
again inevitable.
And it is inevitable. It's a term I learned recently, that enshittification it's called.
Enshittification.
Like,
I like
where
that.
it often happens with like in a lot of tech companies, where they start off as like a cool idea that is genuinely creative and interesting, and the more it grows and grows, and you get the fiduciary responsibilities, and you've got to drive stock prices up, inevitably that thing that made it cool is shittified. Good examples being like Bungie. It's a good example of that. And you could say YouTube as a whole almost. I don't know how much I'm overly romanticizing the like early YouTube, but it was a different beast. It was like this from 2010 to maybe 2017 was like this golden period of like you could start making money on it, but people hadn't realized the power it had. Like,
it hadn't
big
become,
business hadn't really figured it out. Like Ellen was starting to, but there was this gap where it was like truly Wild West ruled by people who weren't megacorps. Because like that's all Mr. Beast is to me. It's just like another big mega. Like, I don't care about being YouTube and individual. It's like it's all about product. I've got to have chocolate bars. I've got to have Mr. Beast branding everywhere. I've got to be this living symbol I can buy. It has to be this thing. It's not. Yeah, there's something sad about that to me. That is now what rules it. Before it was just like PewDiePie, just some random Swedish dude, you know?
Yeah. Again, though, inevitable.
Yeah. It's been enshittified or whatever.
Yeah.
Enshittificated.
Yeah, there doesn't seem to be any way to avoid it.
And just the idea where like everything's algorithm driven now, where like you don't really choose even what you're watching.
Yeah. I mean, I'm like such a slave to it. I wish YouTube Shorts. I wish YouTube Shorts was a separate app.
Really?
Because I can't escape it. Like I want to have long form stuff and not waste my time in the morning fucking lying there.
Right. Yeah.
Like, but before I came here today, I couldn't be bothered to like. I mean, I had a late night last night, but I woke up and I was like, I've had a little bit of food. I was like, I think I've said before, like, even though like playing a video game isn't necessarily like a good use of time, it has like a long-term reward thing, you know.
Has both.
Yeah,
to be honest.
It can do. Whereas Shorts, TikTok, Instagram Reels is only ever like
the shortest of short rewards.
Yeah. And it's just boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
Whereas watching a movie, at least there's like a delayed gratification, some sort of commitment.
Yeah. You gotta like pay attention. You gotta absorb it. Well, it's why like people under, I don't even know what age to pull. Let's say 15. Don't really watch movies the same way. They'd rather watch a YouTuber talk about a movie that's edited quick and fast.
Yeah.
And get the impression than actually watch it themselves. Yeah. We don't know where this really goes, like the long-term ramifications, because it's quite new, really. Like the people coming up now that are starting to be vocal are the people fully raised by this shit.
Yeah.
Or
raised
like
within it.
Unhinged, so.
Yeah. I think in like 20 years' time, it would be really interesting to look at.
If there's like a clear divide of like, oh, you clearly didn't have the childhood experience.
Yeah.
We didn't get that luxury. I keep thinking about that, like, there's a chance that we happen to be born in one of the most like technologically wild spaces of time with like what we're seeing. We've seen communication and the entire human race, the way the human race communicates, change within our lifetime. Like utterly change.
Paradigm shift.
In a way that has never happened in human history. And like, we're only like 20 years into it being a widely adopted technology. It's like,
yeah.
And now we're already in AI. Like, growing up, like, that was just so crazy.
Yeah, watching Terminator and stuff, and
we're already there. And like, I'm listening to this like Neuralink podcast where it's like people working on it and talking about like these creepy videos of like monkeys playing Pong and
yeah, that's one of the most frightening videos out there. To me, it just feels like we're on the cusp of not as in this is gonna happen in a few years, but when you take a step back and look at it like like a civics tree from Civ.
Right, yeah,
like
yeah.
animal husbandry leading to
Yeah.
this, then this, then this. We're on the cusp of becoming like one.
The Geth, yeah.
Yeah, the Geth, one global, just
a hive mind thing.
Yeah,
this
unification. And we're already partly that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're like this big organism.
Yeah, you go out far enough, then it does, like, civilization does look like a weird, like, ant farm or something.
Yeah.
It's like a living thing that, like, adjusts to when temperatures get too hot and when, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
but, like, you look at those ants going in a line.
Yeah.
Like, carrying leaves and stuff, and then you zoom out of a motorway and there's, like, trucks with milk and shit. Like, it's the same shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just on a ridiculously intricate scale. But saying that, like, bees and shit, the stuff they got going on, they got, like, mega cities from
They got hives.
Warhammer.
yeah, exactly. It's pretty scary, dude. I suppose as we kind of start winding down this one, there's something a bit unprecedented I wanted to talk about with you to wrap up the show. Something a bit more serious than we usually talk about on this here show. We don't normally veer into political topics unless it, I guess, directly affects us. Usually is what we go by, or if it's interesting for the discussion. But big UK news have happened these past couple weeks that have led to these significant riots all across the country. And a bunch of different people have written in about this and clearly, I guess, want to know our opinions on it. And yeah, I don't know, I've been thinking about it a lot this past week, because I was so crestfallen, I guess, kind of heartbroken, almost, like the feeling of like are we really here? Like, is this? Yeah,
that's
are we living in a country where this is not only something that is happening, but something that seems to be happening more? And like, I don't. Ever since like 2001, our experience has just been chaos, pretty much. 9/11, financial crisis, COVID. Yeah. Like, bro. And now these riots and this, like, rise of these far-right groups. And the conversations that are being had are so disparate. The information, the way social media is being used is so wrong. And so the consequences of it are, like, we've spoken over the past 10 years about how, like, there used to feel like more of a division between this online stuff and, like,
and reality.
It didn't feel like reality, but the riots were caused because of online social media misinformation. Yeah. Like, 100%. Straight up. And we're in a situation now where the social media platform that's considered the free speech place that's supposed to be the playing field is owned by the richest person in the world who has an agenda, a particular agenda, and his account is tweeting propaganda. it's
was he?
I can't believe it. Yeah, multiple different people are responsible for causing these riots, including Andrew Tate, Nigel Farage. These people,
Farage 100%,
and Andrew Tate.
I didn't know this.
So to give some context to those who might be confused, there was 17-year-old boy stabbed or attacked a Taylor Swift themed dance class in a small little seaside town and killed 3 little girls.
It was a dance class for children.
For children specifically, all under 10, I think.
I think 2 girls died and they were 6 years old.
I think it's 3.
3.
Two, yeah. But either which way, it's the bit like, it's not like America where there's like regular school shootings. The last time there was an event sort of like this happened in the 90s and guns were banned as a result. So it's a really big deal for this to happen here. Yeah. And it's been obviously picked up by the news. And the second it happened, there was a tension in the air across the entire country. because like people were like they'll think about race immediately.
And the guy wasn't white.
Well, because we have a law in the UK where if you're under 18, you're not allowed to reveal their identity.
Yeah.
Which then led to this mess where, with the lack of information, these far-right groups, I guess, jumped the gun, assuming there was a religious intent to it.
Mm-hmm.
Started saying that it's all about immigrants coming over and bringing their clashing culture, and people like Andrew Tate were tweeting pictures that were viewed millions and millions of times with like AI generated people. See, this is what's going to keep happening in Britain if we don't close the border. And it's like, then they turn around because it came out that he's a second generation immigrant. Parents were from.
He was born in Wales,
Rwanda,
I believe.
He was born in Wales, the 17-year-old boy. And this immigration thing has been like such a big issue in the UK pretty much since early 2000s. It's kind of been an ongoing talking point.
My whole life, I'd say.
Yeah.
Ever since
Blair, a lot of people.
Ever since I knew what the word politics meant.
Yeah.
It was just immigration.
It's been like a talking point, and it's been a unproductive, messy conversation for such a long time. And I mean, it's a huge part of Brexit and what happened there. The reason it's so kind of out of control now is also partially thanks to Brexit, because when that happened, we changed like immigration rules to like a point system, and like it's all fucked up and different now, and it's just an insane mess, and we like can't talk about it. No one can like speak. We're just like, everyone's like talking past each other. These people on the far right are like blaming immigrants for something that, how can they control? How is it an immigrant's fault that we have structured the UK to rely on immigrant work in order to function?
Yeah.
You can argue whether that baseline is a good or bad thing, but like the fact of the matter is we are in that position now because we've had nearly 20 years of like austerity and no public investment in anything, no investment in education, broadly just sapping money away. It was a bad problem with Brexit. It gets to COVID. This is compounded even further. And just like it always happens, man, it becomes about like just classes fighting amongst themselves instead of like looking up where the money is, where the power actually is, and directing it at the people that have got us in this position, which is like oligarchs and the government.
I mean, like if you want to protest something, protest the Houses of Parliament, protest.
Well, because some of the stuff I'm seeing, like genuinely, and it's so frustrating to me. People are like widely accepted like arguments that are considered good. Oh, this is what, because Labour have just got in this country. See, this is what happens when you get a Labour leader. This is what socialism does, and it's like, what? The last 15 years. Why is that not important to you? How are you ignoring that?
At work, I was having a conversation with someone I work with, and they were saying, like, well, it's Keir's fault that these riots are happening. It's like, what? He's been in power a month. He hasn't had time to change anything, and this is spurred on by an attack on children, a multi-murder. What does that have to do with the people in power? You know, and even if it did, it can't be the person who's in power now, because he's been in power for a month. This is a 17-year-old.
It's like
a month-old baby.
People always joke about like people have goldfish memories, especially when it comes to politics. It's like, man, I guess it's true. Like, if it hasn't happened in the past 2 weeks, it doesn't matter. It's like
but it's the inability to like look at stuff at a grander scale. You know, it's
and
like if there was a train derailment, and it's like, well, let's look at who the leader is right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there isn't a connection there.
Yeah, I mean, I was so maddened by this. I was thinking about this for like hours, and I was just writing stuff down because I was getting so pissed off and just needed to try and organize my thoughts. I found this. There is a name for this, but I didn't write it down. But it's called the paradox of tolerance. The idea being a tolerant society only works if you're intolerant to intolerance. You see what I'm saying?
If you're intolerant,
you have to be intolerant to intolerance to be a tolerant society.
Right.
Which is a paradox.
Right.
You hear what I'm saying? Yeah, and it seems to me like a massive projection from these people, the ones coming to these riots and starting all this stuff. Because they're ironically doing the exact same thing they're criticizing immigrants for doing. They're going to a place. There are a lot of them were traveling to different cities or places that were organized for these riots and causing mischief and mayhem.
Yeah, and straight up violence.
And violence, yeah. Like the evidence of it, and this kind of what set me off was I saw a video from a street I'm very familiar with in Bristol. Just some random black dude just walking through and just gets attacked like by this mob.
I saw a group of Asian people were pulled out of their car and attacked during one of these.
Yeah,
and again, what have they done? 99% of immigrants come here legally, so the likelihood is all of these people you're attacking.
Statistically, they put more in, they pay more taxes than they take out as well.
And I have worked with loads of people who have come from India, Africa, places all over, and typically they're the people like actually working hard. It comes down to just racism.
It really is as simple as that.
It really is. So like, no, these are disgusting racists.
Yeah. And they're like, no, we don't. It's because my thing is like, what do you want? Do you want to stop immigration? Do you want to just stop it? Because you can't do that.
No, this country would crumble. Look at what happened after Brexit. What happened to the NHS? Mm-hmm. Because we've built systems to rely on people from elsewhere.
But they'll say like, no, as long as they're high skilled, then it's fine. Which is another like lie. You need all skill. You need everything.
Yeah. But it's also like I lost my train of thought.
It's just driven by this like insecurity and anxiety, and they were sold a false bill of goods by billionaires who have different interests. It's great. It's great for them. You know, your Rupert Murdochs and these people, it's awesome for them.
Yeah.
This ultimate distraction. Where like they're just raking in, they're on like a private island, like laughing. You know? While people are fighting amongst themselves, like just apathetic and to be fair, it's not a total loss to me because there was kind of a good ending to this, if we can call it an ending. Let me just touch wood, because it's still not over. There are still more organized riots, I think, to come. But it did kind of fizzle out when there was a huge outcry of counter-protests, which kind of diffused a lot of was happening last Wednesday. There was a lot of fear on that day of like what's going to kick off. Yeah. So it was the opposite of crestfallen reading on that day. I was like genuinely surprised, like, thank Christ, like a little bit of humanity in this country.
Yeah, because after the initial ones, I was literally saying to someone like, this makes me ashamed to be British.
Yeah.
Hearing all this. And the other countries were warning their public who they were saying, don't go on holiday to England at the moment.
Yeah.
It's dangerous. It's like,
to be living in that and through that is shameful.
It's really, really upsetting and sad.
And kind of what you're getting at earlier, I put it here. We've structured things in such a way that to even understand the issue, you need so much free time and money to do the research, which is also a skill you have to learn or be taught, like researching well or critical thinking and things like this. Like the apathy is built into it. The turnout for voting was 56% of people voted in the last election. That is apathy.
Yeah.
That's not like a democratic representation of the people at all, is it? That's a pathetic turnout. And again, the Tories being in power for the past 15 years has created a power vacuum that has allowed this to exist. A good, strong opposition is what you want. You don't want it to be the level of shambles that it has been, where it's not even a Conservative Party. It's some weird populist nightmare that like we just bought, I guess, and voted in multiple times. We had multiple times to get out of it. It's actually insane. Like I feel like I'm going fucking insane. I had like a few questions. Where do you think it's come from?
I think it's something that's just always been on the back burner.
It's also like historically there were sort of fascist movements rose in the north when Thatcher came in and, you know, shut down mining and a lot of more working class jobs. There is a general apathy as far as like growth and, you know, education, especially poorer towns and whatnot. Anywhere, the joke is that anywhere outside of London might as well be like a poor country, you know. Like, there are some really like we always talk about Swindon and joke about it, but like it's quite like a downtrodden poor area. It's a immigrant town. Like there's loads of Polish people that live there. It's, you know, it doesn't have to be that way.
No.
But it's so uneven and everyone's pointing the fingers at the wrong thing. I put it here. It's not immigrants' fault that we've structured the economy to rely on them as the only way to inflate GDP, because we don't make anything or create anything, and be the backbone of the country when we haven't been investing in infrastructure and education, and everything is so expensive, no one is having families, so our birth rates aren't at replacement level, which is also true.
Yeah.
When on average houses are 8 times the price of annual earnings and rents are unaffordable. Culture wars. Like, that's all people care about. Like, everyone's so whipped up into a frenzy over culture wars nonsense, which is such a distraction.
But also, like, the main pillar of fascism is to have the thing to blame.
Dehumanize a thing.
Dehumanize and have one thing. You know, it can't be, like,
that's why,
a complex
That's
problem.
why people on the left and people on the right can't talk anymore, because like from the left's perspective the Conservatives are evil, and from the Conservatives' perspective the left are just wokies who are insane. So like I remember growing up, it wasn't like a faux pas to have disagreements like that. It wasn't like siloed into like, I don't know,
it wasn't so heated.
Or the morality part of it wasn't in play in the same way. It didn't feel like. But I put here culture wars, which are fueled by profit motive, inhuman, sociopathic, algorithmic robots that abuse the flaws in our psychology to keep us angry, tribal, and fighting amongst ourselves while the oligarchs relax on private islands, laughing, partying, taking drugs, and fucking sex traffic children.
Jesus.
All while pointing and laughing that there's nothing we can do about it. They get off on the power imbalance. We've created a system that rewards and encourages growth at the expense of humanity.
It does kind of circle round to that Mr. Beast thing. Like, these people have just been rewarded for doing this, and again they're rewarded for stirring up shit.
Because I honestly think most people want the same things. Broadly, they want to be able to support their family. They want to be able to like buy a house, jobs, opportunities for their children, education for their children. That's not being provided.
No.
So people are upset.
There's definitely an element of like scapegoating.
Oh, big time, yeah.
100%.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what we do. Because when you do compare the numbers from like the 90s to now, yeah, it feels like it's just how it is now. I don't know, like, what do you actually do? It's so mad.
But also, why are a right-wing isms so much more powerful than left-wing?
Simple, easy to understand. I guess it's that media power. And now we're in such a misinformation, disinformation era. I don't know. It's like all these things that have compounded on themselves, where like for people to not think this way, they need to be like educated more, which they can't do because the education sucks. And I just, it seems like a kind of a gridlock situation.
Yeah. Yeah, the issues are compounded.
And everyone's like too scared to like talk about it as well. Like, especially if you're the party in power, you know.
Yeah, I mean, this is if people remember this, which I've got a feeling they will, because it's pretty significant. I think it spells bad news for Labour.
Oh yeah, this is what I was saying before the win even. With reform appearing in 1 month. And I think like if we had proportional representation, they would have got, it was something like 30-40% of votes, like which is horrifying. But I think it's more of an indication of how bad the Tory party has been.
The thing is, Farage is really good at manipulating social media.
Yeah.
They
hired like a 21-year-old to like manage all the reform online stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He's a big memer. People pay him on fucking Cameo.
Yeah.
People love it. They share it. We even had a thumbnail with him on it. Like, he might be like more well known as a political figure to the world than Keir Starmer is. He probably is.
I could see that.
Because like if you listen to Americans even try and say Keir, they like don't even know like his name or how to say it. Like,
it's a strange name, to be fair. Yeah, it makes the next 5 years a bit scarier.
Yeah.
Or the 5 years after that.
Mm-hmm.
So I could see Farage using this come the next like debates in 5 years' time.
Yeah, we just have, it's what we were saying earlier, opening that Pandora's box of like just ultimate communication with no bounds, limitless. What do you do when you've opened that box and then you've created this environment where no one believes anything? Riots are being started from lies that are spread on social media. Like, how do you even counter that? It's like, it just feels like it's too late at this point, you know? It is the Pandora. You can't close it once you've opened it. Yeah. Kind of a downer ending, but like, fuck.
Well,
it's really not okay.
Yeah. We're a downer country at the moment. Like.
Yes. I was just checking the question. Yeah, Kumail Nanjiani's biggest fan. Thoughts on far-right riots across the country. Impact on misinformation is getting insane. It's like, is this going to happen again? It doesn't even need to be about this. Like, just misinformation. Something that is affected in reality by some bullshit online that people just start believing. You know, it's kind of like the Tide Pod challenge taken to an
Yeah.
insane extreme. Yeah, it feels like a bit of a sickness.
Yeah, the access to information is...
We're not meant to do that. We're not.
No.
We're not built for that. We're built for like sitting in a field, like looking at wheat move. You know, like
touch grass. These right-wing assholes need to touch grass, like, genuinely. I don't know how you can become so warped and not catch yourself.
No, because I don't think a lot of them even believe the shit they're saying. I think they have a financial incentive. People like Chris Reagan have talked about how when he made like way more political content, huge moneyed interests approached him saying, if you present this ideology, we will pay you. And the numbers are insane. People like Steven Crowder and that is what is happening.
Yeah.
There's so much money and there's so much power behind it, and it spreads such a message. And these algorithms favor the outrage content to such a degree that it spreads.
But I can see those people doing it for monetary gain. But it's the people who take it at face value and find themselves pulling people who have done nothing out of their cars and attacking them.
Yeah.
Like, how do you get to that point and not catch yourself and go, maybe I'm the baddie? You know?
It's straight up projection. It's like
it's
stupidity.
just incredible to me. There's so many people who are vulnerable to this extremism.
Yeah. It's unfortunately almost like the default position. You've got to learn how not to be that way.
Yeah,
that's the problem.
Well, because like edgy comedy and stuff.
Yeah,
that's kind of like the starting step.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, to be honest, and it's probably the case for a lot of people in our generation, and it's definitely the case for people in the generations below us. Like, I started going down that pipeline until I caught myself at a point and realized, like, this just doesn't check out.
Yeah.
And it does start there.
Mm-hmm.
It starts with that hyper edgy, like, oh, it's all just jokes.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like normalizing shit in your head.
Yeah.
It makes it not so abrasive to you. So then when you hear and read other stuff that's along the same lines, but kind of more serious, you're not so likely to, like, push back from it. And then you end up a full-on racist, I guess. But to get to the point where you would be violent, it's really disgusting.
I think we need to... It's the why we really need to focus on.
Yeah.
Because we needed to ideally have nipped this in the bud 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. Charlie?
He brought it back.
Fuck. Do you even have anything else to add? I don't even know if I do. Did I make sense in what I was saying?
Yeah, for sure. No, very concise. There's not much I can add, to be honest. You put it pretty succinctly.
And even then, I'm sure people misinterpret what I'm trying to say, or trying to mean.
Yeah. Well, they might call you a QAnoner.
Right.
The cabal on their islands.
Oh shit, yeah.
But yeah. It's painfully obvious, really.
That's the thing, though, is like, maybe it isn't.
Yeah.
If people were as incensed as we are, why would so few go out to vote?
Yeah, I don't know.
It needs that apathy to work. and keep funneling the money and keep funneling the money. I'm telling you, follow the money. Look at the economics. Look at especially if you're a Brit, there's a YouTube channel called Gary's Economics. He's one of these dudes that made millions and millions and millions betting on the misfortune of the economy post 2008 housing crisis. Listen to him. Listen to the shit he says. I think it was during COVID, the biggest transfer of wealth in history happened. It's not a coincidence that everything is so expensive now. Energy's so expensive, food's so expensive, houses are so expensive. A tiny group of people owns everything. All of the assets.
The Black Rock.
Bro. But I'm just going to go forever unless I put a pin in it, so...
Should we get the conspiracy board out? With the... It's all connected. It's all connected.
Follow the Charlies.
Follow the Charlies. Well, on that happy note, follow the Charlies. Make sure you get a good board for thumbtacks and red string. You want that stuff to really cling on, because if your string gets tangled, then you lose the plot, genuinely. With that said, dislike the video. If you disliked the video, like the video. If you liked the video, subscribe if you are inclined to subscribe. Probably should have said that in the beginning, because most people won't be hearing this right now.
True, so we can just say anything.
Yeah.
Now I can go my real tirade.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Charlie section of the Charlie podcast.
Where we go over to all the Charlies and give it a real Charl.
These are a big thank you to all the Charlies from August 2024. So,
August Charlies.
Big thanks to Charlie. 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 How long should I do this? Charlie.
Did you remember Charlie?
Bloody hell, I forgot Charlie just about. Okay, I'm going to read them for real now. Real big thank you to Charlie. Fuck. Ooh. Now I'm getting that, like...
Charlie fever.
There's like a word for it where someone kind of... You're supposed to do something or you're being told to do something and you have to do the opposite.
What is that called?
There is a word for it, and it's right on the tip of my Charlie, but I can't seem to get out, you know? Just disagreeable, pedantic.
No, there's like a
mischievous.
term.
There is a term. I love thinking about it. There's
We'll...
just that one person that knows it, and they're like, it's... You know?
Yeah. Well, they can comment, like, and subscribe.
True. Anyway, I'm actually going to read the names now. Oh, God. Danny Dyer's Chocolate Homunculus, a.k.a. Jersey Jarling. Ulysses the Heavyweight Goot. Zodiac Rat Man. Olivia McFart Bum. Slip Bob Mod. Kamal Ninjiani's biggest fan, a.k.a. James's dad. The other patrons I sub to are for femboy porn. Anthony Leonard. Woke Dedrick. Flexed Falcons. Kneebone is the name, Kneebone is the game. Gooning Gungan. The only Manx Charlie. Charlie, a.k.a. Randy Painter.
Hey.
Big Boreb, TLE_George. Rebranding to Jag Media, Jamie, Alex, and Gareth Wynn. Am I supposed to know who that is? Anyway, Slip Plunge, 1999. Chimera. We're the Robo Rhinos and we're coming to town beep. I'm in no say weighing. Little J in the escape from the danger manger. Magic conch shell, you mean like this? Oh lol lol. Kaya. Unfunny jar artist person. Effie loves autism. Sorry, autumn.
Beat that.
I'm such a lesbian for autumn. Do I have to beep that? That's kind of funny. Maybe I should beep that. James Roll. Autumn loves Effie. Beep that. Moan from home. Globonaut. Crusty, clustered, crumbling custard launcher. Fallout 4 is a better game than New Vegas. Sinan is actually a good skateboarder, though. Nard Burrow, the human cigarette. Kid Cannabis. Thea Thorogood. A pork-fried, headed washing machine. Timothy Mark, a.k.a. Bidiot Bales. Frisco. Alex's custom-made nude Arthur mod for Red Dead 2. Sam Barlow. Alex is a cheeky monkey. Erectin, Rhea Spencer here. Murdo Wallace. Pocket full of dibbies, got my trousers falling down. Pear Bomb Baby, Yoda, Baby Groot, Baby, James's dad. Ignos Skaramus. James is just a farewell gift from his dad to those on their way to Goon. Quetzalcoatlus Northropy. Thank the Lizard Lords. Only Singaporean Jarling. Car seat headrest Jarling. King Charles's big, hairy, moisture-laden, monster-sized finger up the butt show feat Margaret Thatcher. Goon man, goons in a bin. My name Jeff. I've never spoken to Gru, but I know he hates you. Big Wombo. James's crippling 2B gooning addiction. Has anyone seen my dogs Smackhead and Nasty Ninch? They were last seen at the Magic Roundabout with James's dad. Saishin. Finn Arthurs. I miss James. I can't wait to see his face when I show up in my Scott Cawthorne cosplay. That's quite a mouthful. Scott Cawthorne cosplay. So he can F me in that. No, I'm not reading
Jesus
the rest
Christ.
Chocolate Fart. Scribble. Bonky. Splink. Levy. Pale Slug. Dr. Deluxo Shabangu. Oliver H. Janbai. JC Jingles is Jarson Bells. Gucci Guna. I love Barbara Bell, she is my queen. LeBron James excited for White Boy Wednesday. And Henlo Friends Sucky Sucky Dum Dum.
That's my least favourite one.
Yeah.
But going into some of my favourite friends.
The classics.
Dear thank yous to Neo T, resident Evangelion scholar. Dobby the House MILF. It's bloody well bloody Zell.
Bloody.
Josh, I know you listen to the Patron segment. Please give me back my kids. Huh? Joku, Jar 5 and Z. Venomized Rico Dave Bryan. Krill Muncher. Unwashed Reptile. Manny Sanchez. Lagoon 22. Simsy. 0.6% Japanese Jarling. I promise you 1,000-year goon sesh guided by compassion. Fapping and clapping it's happening, lapping up sap that have splat on the mat, and the substance is masculine. I'm lagging today.
It's one of those kind of days, to be fair.
Yeah, normally I just whack that one straight out.
I was feeling it a bit too. I don't know, maybe there's something in the air.
A bit tongue-tied. Travis King. LeBron James hairline interlinked. Miller? May loves bad bees, James's dad. The Trail We Banana. Grant Connor. Jack Price. Slimy Bill. Humans Born Dookie Fresh. Jarmenius Maximus. Avi Munt. State of Velasca. Matthew Edge, world's biggest Kino Loy fan. Callum J. Quick. Gebby of the Boreal Valley. Ganja Satellite. Ganja Satellite's cooler older brother. Tony O'Swelt. The official James House AI voice bot is featured in Broadcast number 17. Daniel Champion. Slurms Mackenzie, the original party worm. Wimmy Wham Wham Wazzle. Salad 509. People killing, people dying. Peter Lois, Megan Bryan.
That's good. That's really good.
Harriet Broadley. Miniature Rani. Tom Baranak. Gilbert the Awesome One. James is Dad. Input Brick's public service announcement has ended. Just read the name Input Brick instead of reading all the words. Wait, the Swindish embassy called. They're looking for the throat goat. So I sent them after James's dad. Let me use that prolapsed asshole as recorder enthusiast. Cobalt Rad. Walter C. Sar Pukar. The Emperor's BMs. Those who flush against shall fall. James's dad is the Emperor. Juicy Delicious. Thomas Martin. I was teaching grumpy 12-year-olds in summer school, and I ripped a big fart in a silent room while solving for X. Biscuit. Dreamawful 2142. Rip flew too close to the sun, aka Jarnormous Rani. Acolyte. Irish wristwatch. The Better Goth Girl Jarling. Pen Island XDD. Danny G Suck My Gourd. Edgy Air Wrecker. Milky Piggy Silky Creamy Donkey Steam. Don't expect to see the recipe until we receive the check as well as the collection fee. More wreck than Section Z. What you eat.
Okay. Good lord.
No, the only goth girl jarling needs to have hot, sweaty lesbian sex with. Creamer. Adam Johnston, please give me some milk. These are getting fucking weird.
Too perverse for you.
Yeah. Toy Story and Monsters Inc. Not Monsters Inc. Monster Zinc.
Yeah.
Super Crunchers. Joel Stewart. Big Whoops. Gremblo. JBG. Kuta Panda. Lucy Tyres and Asian Anal Queen. The Pooh Man. Red Bars Watching. Katia fucking Manigan. And of course, the man stood at the end of the hallway. David Wallace.
The legend.
Thank you dearly, you perverse freak.
Thank you bloody dearly, I'll say.
Thank you bloody dearly.
Perverse freakoids.